Real doggies. Hi. This is going to go public, Dad. This is my tribute to you for Father's Day. You see what a wreck I am? I don't look very female right now, do I? That's the two spirit. I'm kind of both, and I'm whatever I need to be in the moment. In the moment. That's how you got hurt when I was little, and it was neither of our fault. You know, you were going by the cultural standard, and I was following the words inside of me that the earth and the sun were sending me. That's the only reason we're both still alive today, my father. And, you know, over the years, I tell the kids, or even the older people that are coming out and deciding to transition, I said, you know, you can't have anybody in your life right now, no matter how close they are, who is not able to embrace your identity and accept you and respect your wishes and love you and nurture you so that you can blossom as the special creature that you are. We're some of God's most special children, and we're some of the most mistreated people in the world. But that's a different story. I want to talk about you, because you know, you cracked me up a couple of times. You know, I'm so happy that we can talk again. You know, for 40 years, I just, you know, I put up with it and did the best I could to just deal with it without getting angry. And you know, I tell the kids, don't burn the bridges. And here we are. We're almost friends again. You cracked me up a couple of times, and I almost got you to laugh today over when you know, for the other people listening to this shit. I'm a total fucking wreck. May 29th, my father and I were on the phone together. I was sitting at my desk watching the whole shit thing blow up on about 15 different screens. He's sitting there watching 4 or 6 screens on MSNBC with different cities lighting up, and he's going, we're just talking and talking. Oh my God, Madison's on fire. Now, when that happened, my niece, Sarah, was on duty with her dog near the ride, but not in it because he's not supposed to be there. If anything had happened, he would have been able to deal with it, but he was so old that it would probably have been his last. Right there. Her husband was at home taking care of the kids and had to come into work immediately. So their brother Matthew, I'm not even sure where he's living right there, but he was the closest to him to go cover for John, while Betty and Alan zoomed down there from Wapaka, which I think is about 90 minutes. And Alan went back, I guess, the next day because he had to work on something, and Betty stayed, I think, for a week because they were pulling 12-hour shifts. So my whole family got zapped by that moment. You want to talk about, whoa, what were you doing on 9/11? Well, what were you doing on November 22nd, 1963? Well, what were you doing on May 29th, 2020? My whole fucking family got zapped at the same time. Wow, what was that? and, you know, excuse me. Nah, I don't even want to go there. That's for a different video. But anyway, over the years, I never spoke about, if I spoke about the family at all, it was only about the good things. Only. If I spoke about you, I talked about how much you love fishing. One thing I've told people a lot over the years is how you taught me how to remember somebody's name when you meet them. To shut up and repeat their name in your head while you let them talk, and you just get it all in your memory banks together, their face, their name, what they're about. That's a great tool that I've passed on. The most important thing, well, 2 most important things I got from you is what I should be and what I shouldn't be. And you finally admitted, that almost cracked me up too, you finally admitted that you're an insufferable asshole. but you have a good heart. You know, you know what you're talking about, but you never let anybody get to the end of what they're trying to say. And nobody's ever right, really, especially if they disagree with you, because you're never wrong. But that's cool. That's, you know, part of the nature of being an insufferable asshole. And as long as you admit that you are, well, I guess that's okay. I mean, I'm totally fucking nuts. And I admit to it. I'm proud of it. Because you cannot make me insane. I'm too crazy for a stupid person. I'm too crazy for a stupid person to make me insane. I was arrested over 100 times over the years. And I had I can't even count the number of necks and the number of knees and forearms I had on my neck. I was beat up by them 3 times, once in the street and twice in lockup. If the one on the street had happened anywhere else, it would have been a bad fucking riot. I had one guy. I don't want to tell that story right here now. I'll tell it to you when you're on the phone with me sometime. And it's just what my life has been like, cut off from the family cash, you know, the mishpacha supports. You know, you kick down a few times in key moments, but I always, you know, in between them, I was eating out of garbage cans for most of the last 40 years. I still do, because I get better food out of the garbage can than I can afford to buy. But anyway, I mean, that's another thing, you know, it's like, you know, if you get knocked down, you got to get back up. Just go with the flow and roll with punches and keep smiling. That is one thing I got from my parents for sure. I said you need to take care of yourself first, and you need to just take it as it comes and deal with it and keep dealing with it. And I'm wore out. I'm gonna deal with it. I don't even know. I came totally unglued this morning from time. I passed out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday and slept for 9 hours, which I haven't done in years. I rarely sleep more than 6, and usually it's more like 4. Then I pulled a 27-hour shift in the studio, almost all of it at the desk, writing my brains out. I don't even, you know, it just kept coming at me. It was just, oh, okay. Oh. And I'm getting pretty fast and doing some good stuff. And I've got my photography on a site where I can earn money called viewbug.com. I'll send you the links with this. And the writing is at Medium. And we're getting the hell out of Facebook. I mean, it's just a cyber war zone. You know, it's a joke. Zuckerberg's a Republican, and he's just fucking everybody over. Republic, you know, if it's a Republican, it makes too much sense, or anything left of center, they treat them. You know, you're discriminated against. Here's my medicine: 6 buds. 6 big, beautiful buds to an ounce. This will last me about 7 to 10 days, depending on what the stress level is. But it's probably going to last longer because tomorrow I'm going to sit down with my new shrink and we're going to talk about what the best, most posh place my insurance can afford, where I can go and dry out for a few days, you know, maybe 4 times a year even. Because I haven't had a vacation in have I had one since? Oh, yes, I have. It was a working vacation with Ariana. I've had a couple of working vacations with Ariana in the last few years. We did a show in Tempe, and we did a one of your kind of calling a bunch of people. We called a bunch of people cold on the track into LA from Palm Springs. Did pretty well too. That was my last vacation. I'll send you that too. We did a live stream where Ari streamed me jumping in Lake Elsinore for the first time. I'm immersing myself in God knows how many years. I'll send you that video too. What else? Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten to the best part yet, because this is the most important thing I've learned, and it's really served me well living my life in the political chicken lane. I've been playing monkey in the middle for my whole life. You know, I mean, you guys, one thing that happens to people like me is that my emotional development is arrested somewhere between, you know, onset of puberty and the end of it is what my emotional You know, my emotional age is more like in the 12 to 20 range, and always has been. I refuse, you know, as long as I got the wrong junk, I got my prayer in. That's what I am as a young woman. I might be a young hermaphrodite, and they'll fix me, and I'll have both, but I don't know. But I know I have a vagina because that's what my brain's been looking for all my life. Mom used to take me to a symphony, and I have vivid memories of hiding under her fur coat and having dreams of giving birth. I'm a woman flying in my dreams from a cottage, a big burly husband, and I don't know how many kids, a nice garden, a cottage out in the exurbia, close enough to the city for me to just jump in the air and fly in. Is what my dreams are, and the city in my dreams was Chicago. I'd fall asleep and I'd go in the. I used to love to play the pinball machines in downtown, and I'd go in the base. You know, I'd walk into Union Station. I'd start going down and down and down and keep going down, and I come out in the future as a woman. They're promising me that they're gonna fix the world by dawn, January 1st. This is what my guides, I call them, the ones who send me coherent messages. The last one was clean up your act. We're on our way, which as you can see, I need to do. my hygiene's erect. I'm in a bathtub for I don't know. I know I took one last week, and I take at least a sink bath every day because my crotch gets too shitty when it's this hot. I had an easy time with the pollen this year, but the dust is always, you know, there's a certain level of snort that I always have because of the dust, and this is a real dusty town. I still haven't gotten the most important part yet. I'm trying to think of some more stupid details to throw in for the audience. What else? I don't want to think about, you know, I don't want to get specific, but, you know, we'll let it go at, I never wanted to be an insufferable asshole. At that, you know, I listen well. I'm kind in my responses. I don't insult people when I disagree with them. No, they're not an idiot for disagreeing with me. That as soon as you call somebody a name, they're going to shut right off and not listen to any of the rest of it. But I never really understood exactly what you meant by being pragmatic until a few years ago. And nothing's black and white. And I'm a scientist. You can't get to zero and you can't get to infinity. You can only approach them. You know, there's not just male and female. Human sexuality is much more diverse than that. And I'm one of those third sexes. I'm an intersex person. And you know, there's not just heterosexual and homosexual and bisexual. There's asexual. There's people that have no sexual attraction at all. And then there's all these other things where I'm what they call sapiosexual, where you gotta turn me on with your head first. Your tits ain't gonna impress me because I grew up in a girdle factory. You know, it's like I got it, and man, boy, you know, you're gonna have to like convince me to like you just because you have a penis wanting to stick it in me. You know, I'm attracted to men, but they need to have a vagina, or it's not gonna work right. Never mind. That's a different story too. But what was that word that goes? There's another word that goes with it that you never use. I need to look that one up. I forgot it. This is about the way you analyze a problem. You know, I'm learning. I'm starting a new economic. I never understood macroeconomics. I never had a problem with microeconomics growing up in a factory, and being around you and Peter when you were talking that stuff. You know, I crashed the Honeywell writing a costing program for you guys, if you remember. The timeshare was down for a week. It totally toasted their core. It caused a core dump with a Fortran program, costing out those radial spinners. But anyway, I got to look up that word, but I won't do it now. It's about how you analyze the problem. There, you got to take into consideration everything. I mean, this has been a problem. This is why we're in the state that we're in, is that all development in the United States since they blew off John Kennedy has been like with only a single bottom line in mind, and that's the ROI of the investors. And while the communities ate shit, the consumers ate shit, the workers ate shit, the environment ate shit, and the cultural sites ate shit. And now the climate's reacting. You know, we gotta wait till you see the hurricane season this year, pop, baby. The nastiest typhoon, the most powerful typhoon in recorded history, hit Bangladesh the other day, and like there's a million Rohingya refugees that they aren't quite sure what they're going to do with. They're saying it's going to be the most powerful Atlantic hurricane season ever. But it's all how you look at things. You have to make your decisions based on, it's got to be an integration. It can't be just a simple a simple addition and subtraction thing. You got to, I'm learning about the quadruple bottom line from Dr. Martin. I've got stuff you can read that I'm going to send with this too. I finally got him to send it. Dude's a total nerd. I think he's about 10 or 15 years younger than me. He's married to a beautiful, lovely Australian woman. And he lives in Virginia, and she lives in Australia, and they split time back and forth. He's in Australia right now, airing out his head with her family. But he finally got it together. And my virtual city is called Gonzopolis, and I'm the mayor, and I'm the chancellor of the Gonzopolis Free University, and David just took the chair of the economics department. With he's giving me and my readers a course, also all his economics courseworks, and making himself available to them to ask questions. See, this is the kind of you guys. I was talking to Betty about it. You guys just don't know how to stay away from the idiots. And connect to the right people that are doing the right things and the right groups that are well moderated. I have a wonderful time and get a lot done and make money and meet people. I really don't have that much trouble from the trolls at Facebook at all. They sneak in and try to do shit. That causes a problem. But otherwise, my Facebook experience, other than Facebook always having me blocked and I can't really get anything done and make money, I have wonderful friends, and they have cool friends, and we talk about interesting topics, and we plan events together, and we sell, buy, sell, and trade. It's what we've built what we consider the ideal social networks. I don't give a shit about the other stuff. It's not part of my world. But if I don't like your attitude, blah. So anyway. This is about long enough. We're coming up on 20 minutes. I've always loved you, Dad. Never liked you. But, I have to love everybody no matter how badly they're treating me. And the most difficult part of my life has been learning how to respond to people who are treating me in ways that I wouldn't want to be treated, and how to treat them back and not give it back in kind. That's been my most difficult lesson. And you and Mom both sent me down that road when you told me, no, you can't be a girl because girls don't have penises, and boys only cry when they bleed. And if you need something to cry about, we'll beat the crap out of you. So I shut up pretty quick, but you all suffer the consequences of that in my behavior. But that was 50 years ago. We're here now. We're getting along. Happy Father's Day, Dad.